What a game. What a game. What a game. That was an excellent game between the Cavaliers and the Charlotte Hornets. Just so much to get into. Jarett Allen just has been phenomenal. He was phenomenal tonight, especially. It was the Cavs' leading scorer. 29 points for Jarett Allen? Is that right? Is that right? 29 for Jarett? 29, 22, and 2. It's called dominating right there. That's pretty good numbers there for Jarett Allen. Clearly kind of peeved off about not being an all-star. Definitely put in an all-star performance. You had a down day from Seti. You definitely had a down day a little bit from Evan. Even though Evan's so good defensively that it's never not productive to have him on the court, just because whatever he gives you offensively is kind of a bonus, because he is just a maestro defensively. Like, he only had 8 points. He was 4 of 13 from the field. His plus and minus is still +2. That's just a credit to how good he is defensively. And then Kevin Love, the big story, 26 minutes, 25 points, 9 rebounds, and an assist. Vintage Kevin Love. I mean, like, I would love to say like this is 2014 Kevin Love, but he didn't do this regularly back then either, right? He used to give us like 15, 17, on some shoddy percentages sometimes. But this was a really good Kevin Love game. Just a lot of, I think, solid performances today. And look, let's be honest about the situation with the Cavaliers. They are probably going to need another ball handler, another scorer at the top of the perimeter, right? Because right now they're starting Goodwin, and he's playing 36 minutes. And, no disrespect to him, he made some big shots tonight. It's just, that's not going to be sustainable in the playoffs or down the road when you're trying to get some real seeding, right? And so you're probably going to have to trade for another ball handler or two, and make that kind of a move just because you don't have enough perimeter scoring right now, right? That's one of the things that does concern me about this Cavs team when we talk about the playoffs, when we talk about their future goals, is what happens to this team when it's the fourth quarter and it gets tight. It starts to look a little bit more iffy, right? In the third quarter and in the second quarter, this team looked phenomenal, right? Because they were able to play at their pace, able to get offense at their pace. But the way that they get offense, especially without Darius Garland in there, it's less of a let's stop, get a set, and create something. It's more of a kind of transition style offense. And as we have seen with plenty of teams, that does not work in the playoffs as well as being able to just stop all the action at the top of the key and get a bucket, right? They need more guys who can get a bucket. Obviously, Darius Garland can get a bucket. I think you maybe need somebody on that second team unit, especially going to run Rondo out there as much, that can get his own bucket. I think Kevin Love's enough. He can get his own shot a little bit. He's not going to be a creator off the dribble or anything, but you put him in the post, he can get you about 10 points. So there you're fine. I really think you just need one more penetrator and creator from the key. Other than that, they have pretty much all they need right now, right? Like, they're getting, the defense is incredible. I think Okoro, he is somebody who, when he flashes, it is amazing. And you just wish you would see more flashes of him doing those kind of things, right? Because he can get up. He has a perfect small forward body. Like, he is built perfectly to be a small forward in the NBA. His bounce is great. His strength is great. It's just consistently being able to hit a three-point shot that hasn't been his forte. He was 25% from the field today. And then also just being able to create off the dribble. Now, look, I don't think he's going to be one of those dudes who's going to create off the dribble. I think his path is kind of like Robert Covington's path, where he's going to be a big defensive 3-and-D guy. I think that's what they want for him. Every once in a while, he's able to drive to the cup, and get a dunk or something like that. But other than that, he's going to be a spacer and a defender. But again, man, this Cavs team, they're just a couple pieces away from me feeling really good about them going into the playoffs. For them to be able to win this game on the road against another team that is the 8th seed right now, speaks volumes. And, this is above 500 team the Hornets had. Now, they didn't play LaMelo Ball at the end of this game because he had a ton of fouls. But again, the Cavs didn't have Darius Garland either. So a ton of positive to take away from. Let me know what you guys think. This is just my first. I'm just dipping my toes. I'm just dipping my toes into watching, and I'm just dipping my toes into this Cavs basketball coverage, trying to see how I feel about it, how I like it, trying to get a good gauge of what the content style is going to be, and also just trying to build up a good base of people who are also interested in talking Cavs with me. You know, this channel is going to change as the year goes on, as games go on, as hopefully years go on, right? We kind of find the flow that's right for this channel. I don't plan on this channel being just like the football channel that I have, right? I think this channel is going to have its own flow, its own vibe, its own feel. We're going to find it as time goes on, but that's my thoughts about this Cavs game and this Cavs team. This is a real team to be excited about. I mean, Evan Mobley, man, dude, once that dude hits like 22, 23, it's going to be insane, right? Giannis won his MVP at 25, right? A couple years ago. Once this dude gets 25, man, he's going to be insane. Hopefully we could keep him here long term. And he seems like the kind of guy that you could keep here long term. But man, once he gets his grown man body, like he starts bulking up a little bit, right? Because sometimes he tries to go to these post moves. He tries to kind of muscle his way inside. He's just not strong enough right now to get that offense efficiently enough yet. So he has that Giannis in him, right? And one of the things I've always talked about, this is kind of going on a tangent here, but one of the things I always talked about with certain bigs is the reason Ben Simmons has so many issues being on the floor and Giannis doesn't, despite them having the same deficiencies, not being able to shoot at a proficient level, is one, Giannis is willing to shoot, and also Giannis is just physical, right? Like Giannis is willing to get hurt going into that paint. He is willing to hurt somebody going in that paint. I see the same thing with Evan Mobley. This is a dude who's willing to get in there and bang. Like he wants to bang. And once he gets bigger and he has a body that's more equipped for NBA, bumbling and tumbling and all that, he's going to be great from that aspect. He's going to be able to get his own buckets that way. He's an athlete too. He's a great athlete. He moves around at 7 foot so smooth. And then he has a decent shooting touch. Now, I don't think it's ever going to be his main shot, right? I think he might develop like maybe like like one of those Z jumpers, right? The foul line jumpers. He'll develop that. He might develop like a post turnaround move, but I don't think his jumper's ever going to be what carries him. I think once he gets stronger and he's able to kind of actually do these muscle moves he's trying to do as a 19-year-old in a few years, that's when we're going to see the evolution of Evan Mobley. Right now, he's a dude who from time to time you might need to carry offensively. Sometimes he's going to be able to get you 29. Sometimes he'll get you 8, right? But, man, once he gets bigger and stronger, that's really all we waiting for Evan Mobley, is just for him to get bigger and stronger. Even if he doesn't, he's going to be an excellent player. But if he gets bigger and stronger, and I'm not going to say he's going to get Giannis big, but just a little bit bigger, where he can muscle up a little bit and kind of get his shoulder in places so he can get in position to dunk when he's trying to actually force that position like he was trying to tonight but wasn't successful. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to deal with for the rest of the league there. So, man, Evan Mobley, that thing looks good. That's going to be a real good one. I don't know if he's going to be like Tim Duncan. I've seen that comparison a lot. I like the Kevin Garnett one a lot more, right? I think that's going to be more accurate to him. Kevin Garnett's a guy who, he had a couple of jumpers. Young Kevin Garnett was crazy, but older Kevin Garnett had a couple of jump spots on the floor he could shoot from, but he really was about that muscle, right? Like he was just about getting physical, banging, and getting his buckets in the post like that. That's why I see out of Evan Mobley, especially the athletic ability to be able to defend literally all 5 positions, guys. He was defending LaMelo Ball like up the top of the key. It was insane. But yeah, Evan Mobley, the future's insane with him. I'm excited to see what Darius Garland does post All-Star break. But that's, again, my thoughts on this game and just the future of the Cavaliers. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. But again, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a good night.